Hi, everybody. It's Robbie Rozelle. I know you just saw my guest already. Times is hard. I don't know what to tell you. Robbie Rozelle, the A&R director of Broadway Records and beloved recording artist. I don't like to brag, but my album dropped today, and you should definitely go and get it because it's very good. But today, we're talking to one of my favorite humans on the planet about his album. And we're going to listen to his album and talk about it. And we want to hear your questions. I'm just going to welcome him in. Kyle Taylor Parker, welcome to the show.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi, how are you? It's so good
I'm
to see
so
you.
good. It's so good to see you. Man, it's been months.
Truly. Well, so you are quarantined in
Harlem.
Okay. You're so close to me and yet so far away at the same time.
I know.
Wild. Tell me, what have you been doing to keep sane in this weird time?
A little bit of everything. I've been learning how to play the ukulele.
What?
Yeah. Because I was like, how am I going to make any music? And this time I don't play any instruments. And there's only so much of an a cappella, video anyone can stand to watch or even me hear singing. So I bought a ukulele.
Everybody's doing
on
it though.
And I learned how to play. I'm learning how to play. There's some songs that are harder than others, but that's really, I've been spending a lot of time doing that.
What's your favorite thing to play on the uke?
Oh, geez, Louise. Anything Beatles. Like, I really like Imagine All the People. I also like Dear Theodosia. And I've only learned, Wait for me, I'm coming. But just that part. And I'm like,
come on.
I can't rap and do this. I need Andre the Shields to come over.
One day you will.
Yes.
I have faith. So listen, we're here to listen to your spectacular first album, Broadway Soul Volume 1. Tell me what was the impetus for the record? Tell the people.
My mission with Broadway Soul has always been to reimagine the sound and look of Broadway. And so I would take these Broadway show tunes and turn them into soul standards. And I chose songs that spoke to the way I viewed the world. It started off as a YouTube series, and then it was a club act. And then I met Robbie, and it became a real album. So each of these songs follows a story, kind of a kind of freedom through my eyes, through the lens of Broadway.
Now, you say you met me, but you had already started making the album before I appeared on the scene because you raised money through a now defunct garbage website who took your cash.
Yep.
Okay, so Pledge Music happened because it just happened to that Jesus Christ Superstar, the all-female Jesus Christ Superstar album. They had the same problem. So you raised your money through Pledge Music, and then what happened?
Okay, so first I knew I wanted to make an album once I did my club act, and I raised all the money for the album on Pledge Music. And good friends of mine who were working on that album actually suggested the website. Everyone was using Pledge Music, and the money never arrived. A ton of phone calls. So then I had to write all of my pledgers and tell them embarrassingly that this has happened to me. I was completely, distraught and kind of gave up on making an album. And then a friend of mine from Kinky Boots was like, this is how the business works. You have to get back up and try again. So I started slowly reaching out to people and emailing and saying, hey, I'm raising money on Kickstarter. And then we only had raised enough money for like an EP, like 6 songs.
Yeah.
And then I met you and we started talking about that whole story. And I didn't even have a distributor. We didn't know where the album was going to go. We were just going to make it and go from there. And that's what started the whole conversation with Broadway Records. And we raised the money and then some on Kickstarter with 64 backers. And it was just such a great lesson in sticking through with something, but also in not being afraid to ask for help and being a human being and like really leaning on other people. I think, especially in this time, you see like the world needs art and the world needs artists always. So,
yeah. Well, listen, anything goes, and that's the first track of your album. So let's play that song right damn now.
Sweet.
Anything goes, anything goes, anything goes. In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was looked on as something shocking, but now God knows anything goes. Good authors too, who once knew better words, now only use four-letter words, right in prose. Anything goes. If driving fast cars you like, if low bars you like, if violins you like, if old hymns you like, if Mae West you like, or me undressed you like, nobody will oppose when Grandmama, whose age is 80, in nightclubs is getting matey with gigolos. Anything goes. When mother's packed and leaves poor father because they decide they'd rather be tennis pros. Anything goes. Anything goes. Yeah, the double, yeah, the nine, and the ho. Anything goes. And goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. Anything goes.
Yeah.
Anything goes.
I love it so much. Okay, talk to me about this arrangement.
So I grew up listening to a lot of Broadway and a lot of Jill Scott and Erykah Badu. So that song was my favorite song to do in the recording studio. It was so much fun. It was honestly the freest moment in the recording studio. Once the band was tracked, I just went in and just played with it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the arrangement, having it be this like neo-soul cipher, made sense because the Cole Porter lyric, anything goes. And it's kind of the thesis of the whole album. You don't know what is going to come next. We can just, I'm going to take you on a wild ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also the inspiration for having it be an intro was that growing up listening to those Erykah Badu albums on like classic R&B albums, there are these intro and outro moments that are like, not full songs, you wish they were, and they would keep going. So I wanted to bring that into this idea of a Broadway album.
Those sort of interludes.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Okay, the next song, you jump from Cole Porter into some Next to Normal with Tom Kitt and Brian Yorkie. Talk to me about choosing that song.
So this song, I really was drawn to the lyrics. And as a Black man, I'd seen this post on Facebook that said Black men are beautiful, they are smart, they are intelligent, they are sensitive. And so this song, that's what I wanted to say with this song, with these lyrics. In the context of the show, it's about a ghost, which actually still kind of works when you think about the ghost of slavery and the effects that it's had on us as people. And again, the concept of the album is freedom. So that's kind of what this was born out of. I co-arranged these all with Joshua Stephen Cartez. And so I'd make a voice memo of me singing it and be like, I think it sounds like this. And the sound of this arrangement was inspired by Mark Broussard. It should sound like dirty and muddy and kind of, that version of soul.
I'm Alive.
Yep.
What you want me to be in your worst fear, you'll find it in me. Come closer, come closer. I am more than memory, I'm what might be a mystery. You know me, so show me when I if I'm flesh and blood. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm so alive. And I feed on the fear that's behind your eyes. And I need you to need me, it's no surprise. I'm alive, so alive. I'm flame and I am fire. I am destruction, decay and desire. I'll hurt you, I'll heal you. I'm your wish, your dream come true, your deepest, darkest nightmare too. I've shown you, I own you, and though you made me, you can't break me. I'm the perfect stranger who knows you too well. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm so alive. And I'll tell you the truth if you let me try. We're alive, and we'll never die. We're alive, so alive. We're alive. I'm alive, I'm right behind you. You say forget, but I'll remind you. You can try to hide, you know I will find you. 'Cause till you grave me, you can't leave me behind. Not you. Yeah, I'm alive, I'm so alive. If you climb on my back, then we both can fly. If you try to deny me, I'll never die. I'm alive, so alive. Oh, 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 oh. You better, you
Woo.
Oh, child. Let me turn off my fan. It's so warm and it becomes like a hot box in this little office. And I'm like, ooh, fan. That arrangement is spectacular.
Thank you.
All of these arrangements are spectacular. There's a reason like I jumped at this album when you brought it to me, when you and your team at Whole Artists brought it over to me. I was like, yes. Because it reinterprets the music in such an invigorating way, and just lifts it out of that sort of, the pa of show tunes, and just stands so much on its own. I love it so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We are celebrating Pride with this Dreamcast right here. I did see some icons such as Marty Thomas.
I know. I love him so much.
You're getting so much love from people. Kelly says you're doing wonderfully.
Love you.
Claire's giving you 2 claps with some cherries or grapes. Unclear. Thrilled. Okay. But also because we're celebrating Pride, that kind of goes into our next song.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, wait, what is the next song?
Right. I also haven't listened to the album in a little bit. Is this out tonight?
Wow.
Or is this?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
This one was so much fun. This song came to me later. Like the idea came to me later. I'd done the first concert with a slew of songs, and then I felt like something was missing. Because I am like a huge musical theater nerd. I love show tunes, and it is fun to me to sit and talk about the history of a show and everyone who's played the role and how they sang it and what they did. And so I wanted a song on the album that like felt like that fun, gabby, gay talk kind of moment. And Out Tonight to me was like the arrangement. It was that arrangement. I wanted people to listen to this like while having cocktails before going out to the bar. You know, that's all I have about that one.
This is Out Tonight.
What's the time? Well, it's gotta be close to midnight. My body's talking to me. It says time for danger. It says I wanna commit a crime. Wanna be the cause of a fight. I wanna put on a tight shirt and flirt with a stranger. I've had a knack from way back of breaking the rules once I learned the game. So get up, life's too quick. I know someplace sick where this trick will dance to the flame. We don't need any money. I always get in for free. You can get in too if you get in with me. Let's go out tonight. I wanna go out tonight. You wanna play? Let's run away. We won't be back before it's New Year's Day. Take me out tonight. Whoa, 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 oh, 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 When I get a wink from the doorman, you know how lucky you'll be that you're online with the feline they call KTP. Let's go tonight. I want to go tonight. You wanna prowl? Be my night out. Take my hand, we're gonna tonight. In the evening, I gotta roam, can't sleep in the city of neon and chrome. Feels too damn much like home, where the Harlem babies cry. So let's find a bar so dark we forget who we are, and all the scars from the nevers and maybes. Make me out tonight. Don't forsake me out tonight. Come on, come on, come on, come on tonight. Tonight.
Babe. Babe, we need to talk. First of all, Marty says that's some Princess and the Frog magic.
Thank you.
Gave us the spelling correctly the second time. I'm just guessing he's had a quarantini, and who can blame him? And Josh Hink says he loves this arrangement, and
He's
not wrong. Those pianists. Talk to me about your musicians.
Okay, so my band is extraordinary, and they've made me a better singer by working with them. So Joshua Stephen Cartez co-arranged the album with me. He is musical genius extraordinaire. We met actually when I first moved to New York City. He was playing Broadway Sessions, which used to be called, I think, the After Party.
Oh, sure. The Brandon Cottrell, the After Party. And then Broadway Sessions is Ben Cameron.
Ben Cameron. And then,
He
was doing something with Ben. I was in college. I used to sing at the open mic there, and I met Joshua. That's how we got to,
Where'd you go to college?
AMDA.
Oh, okay.
And so on Monday nights, that was the only bar you could get into at 18 years old. They let you up to the microphone to sing some show tunes your way. And we just have always kind of met in those types of spaces. So he knows every musical without needing sheet music. You tell him a key and he'll just go for it. So when I started working this project, I reached out to him and said, I have these ideas. Can we start collaborating? And slowly but surely, we started building charts and working with the band, which is also the Broadway Sings band. So that's Zach Eldridge on drums, Dan Cinquegrana on guitar, Colin Dean on bass, and Joshua on piano. And they're extraordinary. It's just a rhythm section, but it sounds so full at times.
It sounds very full.
Yeah.
Very, very full. Let's talk about, you know what? I'm going to play the next song, and then we're going to talk about it. Because it is, it's the reason I said, yes, let's do this album.
Wow.
This track. So, just here's the next track.
Old man river, that old man river, don't say nothing, must know something. You just keep rolling, you keep on rolling along. Don't plant taters, you don't pick cotton. Them that plant some are soon forgotten. Old man river, just keep rolling along. I was born by the river in a little tent, just like that river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come. Oh, yes, it will. I get weary and sick of trying. I'm tired of living, but scared of dying. Oh, man, river, just keep rolling along. There were times I didn't think I would last for long. Now I know I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Don't say nothing, must know something. Don't say nothing, must know something. Just keep rolling, you keep on rolling along. Oh, man river, oh, man river, oh, man river, that old man river. You better do.
I need to know everything about that arrangement.
So that's a really special one to me. I think that one is really the definition of Broadway soul, like the concept of it, taking Broadway and soul music and also my soul and putting them in one thing. That song actually on the guitar is Sherrod Barnes, who we met doing Smokey Joe's Cafe, and he's extraordinary. He's played for Beyonce, Lauryn Hill, India Arie. I pulled him to the side one day between shows and I said, can we work on this arrangement? I have an idea. And he was like, oh, sure, whatever. And we started working on something, and that's where the magic started. The concept of those two songs for me is the singer is asking the question to the river, to the Mississippi. So that's the theme, Old Man River. And the answer is a change is going to come. So if the river could sing back, that's what it would be. And the idea, of course, is really steeped in my Black queer experience as an American, and that big question of like, when will change come and what does it take for change to happen? A lot of these arrangements were made right after the election. That's when the project kind of started. That's the marker. Sure. And so it's interesting for me now listening back and hearing like all the things that I was dealing with and thinking about through this genre that I kind of created. And listening back now, and I actually am in a different heart space with it now, but listening to the album, there are a lot of unanswered questions. And this is one of those where I'm kind of asking that question. How does change happen? And also, how do you maintain hope as you move through a changing world? And I think that's what is in the song.
I agree very much. It's absolutely like what's living within the spirit of the song. And how do you feel? I was brought to tears when I listened to that song for the first time. Same, honestly. It's so moving. And listen, Daddy Lives for a mashup that tells a story, and that has a beginning, middle, and end. I am obsessed with it. How do you think, looking at the dramatic shift in the world in the past month, how do you think that song, filtered through the prism of like right now, meets the moment?
I think it meets the moment. Before, when I sang the song the first time, I felt leaning heavy on that Old Man River side of it, right? The question. And I was singing the answer from like this, kind of playing a part. And now I kind of feel like I've witnessed the answer. And so I have a bit more hope in humanity, seeing everyone come together, people from different races, sexual orientations, backgrounds, communities, come together and say, enough is enough. Like that, the song is still, to me, very powerful, important, but I hear it differently now, you know?
I love that. Okay, we're going to talk about your t-shirt for a second.
Woo!
Show the people. You are pretty and proud.
Let's you.
Talk, because where are we going?
We are going to one of my favorite songs, I Feel Pretty, the anthem song.
Come on. This was the song. We actually released it for Pride last year.
July 28th.
Yeah. Wow. It's an anniversary right now. Right damn now.
Yeah.
I can't. So I Feel Pretty. You're wearing the Pretty and Proud t-shirts, which you sell at gigs.
Yes, I do. I sell these shirts at gigs. They're also on my Instagram page for purchase as well.
Which, y'all, you can follow right there. Get into that. Find that blue check mark. Follow for some Pretty and Proud realness.
And they come in pink, too.
Yeah. I don't have one. I'm a little upset.
Oh, we'll fix it. We need to fix that.
Everything's fine. Guys, the album does a complete shift in tone right now. This is I Feel Pretty.
I feel pretty, oh so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and bright. And I pity any boy who isn't me tonight. I feel charming. It's alarming how charming I feel, and so pretty I can hardly believe that I'm real. See that boy in the mirror there. Who could that boy be? Such a pretty face. Look at how he dressed. Such a pretty smile. Such a pretty me. I feel pretty. I'm so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and gay. And I'm kidding any boy who isn't me today. I feel stunning and entrancing. Feel like running and dancing for joy. For I'm loved by a pretty, wonderful boy. You know you're pretty too. Pretty kind, smart, important, and drop dead gorgeous. Now I need you to do me a favor. No matter where you are, at the gym or in your car, I want you to get up. Get up! Get up! Show me you're pretty! We so pretty, pretty, pretty and bright. We so pretty, baby, we look good tonight. We so charming, oh so charming, ooh, so pretty. I feel pretty, oh so pretty, that the city should give me its key. A committee should be organized to honor me. So pretty, oh so pretty. I feel fizzy, I feel funny. I feel fizzy and funny and fine. And so pretty. Miss America could just resign, honey. See that boy in the mirror there. Who could that boy be? Oh, such a pretty face. Look at how he dressed. Such a pretty smile. Such a pretty say it loud. I'm pretty and proud. Say it loud. I'm pretty and proud. Say it loud. I'm pretty and proud. Mama told me say it loud. I'm pretty and proud. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. We so pretty and fine. And I'm pretty. Any boy who isn't me tonight. Feel like running and dancing for joy. For I'm loved by a pretty, wonderful boy. So pretty, oh so pretty. You know what the world could use more of? You loving you. So pretty, oh so and I mean really loving you. So pretty, oh so pretty. It's not cocky, it's just love. So pretty, so pretty. If you're pretty, say yeah, yeah. If you're pretty, say hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, it's not cocky. It's just self-love. It's not cocky.
That section is like my favorite because so first that was in the club act, and it didn't have the spoken section in the middle of like, the world could use more of you just loving you, and you're pretty smart, kind, and important. It didn't have any of that. And there was something just so missing about the song that I didn't feel like it was getting across what I wanted. I'll never forget, I was walking home from Trader Joe's thinking about going to the recording studio and working on the song, and I had to fix it before recording it. And I just remembered something I always said, that when you are yourself, you make the world safer for someone else to be their true self. And so the song needed to be not about me just loving how fabulous I am, but making space. Thank you. Making space for everyone. It's an anthem. No matter who you are or what you are, you deserve a fabulous life. You deserve to be loved and all of the great stuff. So that's what shifted everything. And so I literally stopped on the sidewalk and wrote down, you know, you're pretty too, pretty kind, smart, important, like started writing all this stuff. And I was like, that has to go in the song.
Yeah, I love. And like we said, we released that single for Pride. You also put out a music video of it with all your pals lip syncing to it. That's incredible. I love it so much. And then this year for Pride, we put this thing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Oh, is it?
It really is. I listened all afternoon, and you're such a great storyteller. The songs are so great. It's a great evening. People don't really necessarily do the art of cabaret like that anymore, where the whole story is woven from beginning to end. Sometimes it's like a science fair project where like, this is what I did, or this is what I did for a spring break.
Yeah. Yes. And
that's not what it is.
Like, as a cabaret performer, I was never interested in I wanted to be an actress, so I moved to New York City and my boyfriend broke up with me. Here's a song about my cat. Never going to be the show I did. You know what I mean? So, like, finding something. I just realized both of our albums open with Cole Porter songs.
I mean, Cole Porter.
Come on. Come on. And actually, Mike Cruz of Wham is who inspired me to do my show, because he kept saying to me, you should do your own thing. And I was like, nobody's going to come to that. We sell out every time. All right. Let's talk. So anyway, listen, get my album, stream it, give it love. I deserve nice things. Okay, back to you and your album, because I just love it so damn much. And you know what else I love is the damn whiz. So let's talk about, come on. Let's talk about No Bad News.
I love the whiz. I love the whiz so much. As a kid growing up, you can imagine, I did it a lot. Every summer theater camp, not every, but a few summer theater camps. It was like,
where did you grow up?
A little bit of everywhere. My mom worked in public health. So I grew up in DC, East Africa, West Africa, Paris, Zurich, Wisconsin. I stayed in Wisconsin for like from middle school on, but before then I was moving a lot. So, but summer camps would be in America. So I went to summer camp at Howard University's musical theater camp and Interlochen and things like that. But I did the whiz 3 times as a kid.
What roles?
I kind of worked my way through. I was the lion the first time, but they let me sing the bridge of Home with Dorothy because they knew I wanted to do it so badly. And I was gunning for the role of Dorothy, actually. I said, why don't we just change the character to Doug and I'll do it. I've always been this way. So I got to sing the bridge of Home that time. Then I played, so I'd only do 2 parts, the lion and the whiz. The next time I played the lion, and then the third time I was a sophomore in high school. So I was like ready for adult parts. So I played the whiz. And the show is so special to me. Also, this arrangement is inspired by my first Broadway experience ever. I saw Nell Carter play Miss Hannigan in Annie, and that's
revival.
So good.
Do you remember she had a song? They wrote her an extra song called "You Make Me Happy," and she's like, "You make me happy." It's insane. You can find it on the tubes, I think.
Perfect.
Bootlegs are illegal, but I think you could watch her. That revival spawned Sutton Foster.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because she was star to be.
She was the star to be. I can't. Obsessed. So you saw Nell Carter in Annie.
Yes, and I was like, this is it. First of all, I want to do musical theater for a living. Second of all, who is this woman? I didn't know what a Nell Carter was. And then I discovered Ain't Misbehavin', and she sings Get Some Cash for Your Trash. So this take on No Bad News is heavily inspired by Cash for Your Trash.
Bring back Ain't Misbehavin'. Here's No Bad News. Come on.
When I wake up in the afternoon, which pleases me to do, don't nobody bring me no bad news. Cause I wake up already negative, oh I wind up confused. So don't nobody bring me no bad news. Now we won't be buddies, cause mister you're a fool. Don't nobody bring me no bad news. We won't be the best of friends, cause you never paid your dues. Don't nobody bring me no bad news. No bad
No Fox News.
Yeah.
Subtle.
I've been known for my subtlety.
It's really a trademark. I love how you like drop in like the KTPs and the No Fox News and things like that throughout the album, and really like making it your own. Let's talk about these backup singers.
Oh, so good.
Because, come on, have they been with the project from the beginning?
Yes. And we got one new one on the album. That's what the pause is about. But it's Josh Greenblatt, Alexis Sims, and Casey Como. And Casey and Alexis were in the very first concert that I ever did, singing backup. They've been in some of the videos that I made on YouTube. And then I met Josh right before going into the studio for this. The fun thing about the project is like, and I think this is any project, you kind of end up making your own family. And so I have about 6 backup singers that I rotate because, you know, New York, everyone's in and out doing things.
Everybody got a job.
Yeah, but, you know, everyone has such a special heart on this project. And they really, I love it when a singer means what they sing. And I feel like these backups, it's like that.
They for sure do. Okay, the next song, Mark Shaman says that he should credit you as a co-writer on in the liner notes. Let's talk about Run and Tell That.
Run Until That was the first video of the series that I made on YouTube before it became an actual club act. It started off as a vanity project, to be honest. I'll just be honest. I never got to play Seaweed. And I always loved the part. When I saw the show, I was like, they wrote this role about me. But I was getting older, and I was like, I can play Seaweed's uncle. So maybe I need to move out.
You're talking to the man who like wants to be Seymour and now is Mr. Mushnick.
It happened.
I'm right there with you. Yeah,
so it started,
unacceptable, but...
It started like that, and then I actually really focused in on the lyrics one day, not just like the idea of doing a show. And when I did that, I was like, this can be taken another way, in another direction. And so the sound is inspired, again, slightly by Erykah Badu, but really by that Marvin Gaye kind of feeling of what's going on, and digging into the lyric more than the vibe, if that makes any sense, more than the show.
Yeah, completely. So let's give the people a little bit of Run and Tell That.
I can't see why people look at me and only see the color of my face. Who try to help, God knows, have to always put me in my place. I won't ask you to be colorblind, but if you pick the fruit, girl, you're sure to find the black of the berry, the sweeter the juice. I could say it ain't so. Now run and tell that. Now run and tell that. I can't see why people disagree each time I tell them what I know is true. And if you come and see the world I'm from, I bet your heart is gonna feel it too. All things are equal when it comes to love. That ain't quite true. 'Cause when push comes to shove, the black of the berry, the sweet of the juice. I can say it ain't so, but darling, what's the use? The darker the chocolate, the richer the taste, and that's where it's shout and rejoice. People around here can barely pay their rent, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. We got a spirit, money just can't buy. It's deep as the river and soars through the sky. I can't say the reason it can't be the kind of world where we all get a chance. The time is now, and we can show 'em how. Just turn the music up and let's all dance. All things are equal when it comes to love. Well, that ain't quite true. 'Cause when push comes to shove, now I'm on the black of the berry, the sweet, the juice. I can say they so, but darling, what's the use? The darker the chocolate, the richer the taste, and that's where it's at. Oh, now run and tell that. Oh, no, 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 run and tell that. No, 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 no. Now run and tell that. Oh, run and tell that. Run and tell that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Come on.
And I guess Mark is like, I did change the melody a lot. So I guess I am a co-writer there. But sometimes with the project, what we had to do to infuse that like true soul sound, just by bending a few notes, you can make a thing sound like Marvin Gaye or Aretha
Yeah.
Franklin. And it's interesting how that can happen.
Listen, he is not mad. He still gets a royalty. You know what
No.
I'm saying? And he wrote some beautiful liner notes for you
Yes.
for the album. So, like, if you buy the CD or if you buy it on iTunes, you get a digital booklet with it. And you can see everything that Mark Shaman had to say and some beautiful shots of you. Somebody just discovered this and it says they must get the CD and that they want more. Let's talk about more.
Yeah.
Because this is Broadway Soul Volume 1, which indicates that there will be a 2, 3, 4, 17.
Exactly.
Talk to me about number 2. Is that...
That is a real thing. So what I've been doing whilst in quarantine, I've been learning the ukulele and dreaming up Broadway Soul Volume 2. I think that since Broadway is on a pause, that is a perfect time for the world to get some more Broadway Soul. So Broadway Soul Volume 2, I'm going to start raising money for it on Kickstarter, starting in the month of July. The entire album is going to be created remotely. So it's really exciting, and I'm going to get to collaborate with some of the best talents in music and theater because it's being made remotely. I mean, people that I wouldn't get to work with.
Everybody's got time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's coming.
Amazing. Amazing. So you do this show as a concert often. I've seen it. What is your favorite song to do from this record?
Ooh, my favorite song to do in concert is I Feel Pretty is so much fun always because you get to that moment where you're like, you know, if you're pretty, say yeah, and the whole audience is like, yeah, that's always fun. Thank you, Kelly. I love you. And the other would be the last song, like We Are Young. Because then the entire audience has gone on a journey with me. And I feel like concerts are a great time to get to know each other in a weird way. And by then they're all on board. I would say those two.
Well, before we get to that song, we get my favorite track on the actual record. This call to action from Les Bez. Do you hear the people sing?
Do you hear the people sing, singing the song of angry men? It's the music of a people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, a new life's about to start when tomorrow comes. Who will be strong and stand with me? Beyond this barricade, is there a life you long to see? So join in the fight that will give us the right to be free. Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men? It's the music of the people who will not be slaves again. When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, a new life's about to start when tomorrow comes. New life will start when tomorrow comes. Do you hear the people sing the song of angry men?
Yeah. Tiffany Mann.
Tiffany
Let's talk
Mann.
about Tiffany Mann for a second.
Love her to death. She's incredible. Tiffany was in Be More Chill. We met doing Dreamgirls regionally, and she was Effie. And I was like, I fell in love. Very close friends. You should have seen her in the studio record that. It was phenomenal. So first, we made a video of this 3 years ago. The arrangement was born out of frustration with the military trans band. When that happened, the military trans band, I was so frustrated and angry and terrified for what would come. And this song just kept replaying in my head over and over again. And the way that it came to was like a gospel kind of call to arms. They used to call it like marching music in the civil rights movement. And I knew only one person could sing with me on that, and it's Tiffany Mann. I mean, her voice is the definition of soul stirring. It just is. And so we worked on it then, and then a bunch of time went by, 3 years. We go into the recording studio, and I'm like, would you work on it? And it's so interesting how things change, right? Like, you're different. And I mean, I just feel like she went to 100 on this. And it's so, I love listening to this track. Not for me or like, oh, look at what I did. It's like in awe of how inspirational her voice is on this. And really, the song is, this is where we are today. Standing up and fighting for our freedom. And that's it. That's all I have to say about it.
The video's on YouTube. I'm obsessed with it. You've got hundreds of thousands of views of it. Most are from me because it's so good. We'll get to the last track in a second. We are celebrating Pride under quarantine and a lot of other things. How are you celebrating Pride this year?
I will be safely taking part in the Gay Liberation March. So I'll have 2 masks on, but I will be out there, and we must always remember that Pride was a riot. Pride was a protest. And so I think things happen always for a reason. And there's a reason why we're celebrating Pride this way, this year. And so I want to be a part of that.
Isn't it fascinating that year 1 through 50, and now, like, that was last year, World Pride was like a bookend, right? And now here we are again, fighting. And there's something, I'm thinking of this on the fly, truly. This is not pre-planned, but like, there's just something interesting and fascinating about 50. Like, we got year 1 through 50 in like one nice encyclopedia set, and now let's go for the next 50 and keep marching forward. There's something really beautiful about that. And also, I love that you're wearing 2 masks, because you are a mask for mask.
Yes, I
am. All right, so let's talk about the final song isn't a show tune, and it's sort of a cool down track. Because you get the hot singing of Tiffany Mann and the other backup singers like taking you to church and like the a cappella section of Do You Hear the People Sing? And then you go into Fun, We Are Young.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, it came about because in my show, I kind of always wanted to, I love Bette Midler. Love Bette Midler. And I love how her early club acts kind of, a culture grew around them. And so the way you can build a thing like that is by having a goodbye song. And so We Are Young, and my club act was always the goodbye song, like a nice way, no matter what I sang, no matter what I said, whatever the evening was, I'm sending the audience out with this like wish that you always feel young, that you feel limitless, that you know that you have the power to change your world at any moment. So I wasn't going to record it originally. And I had a friend who was like, you're not going to do the We Are Young song? And I said, no. And he's like, that's my favorite song that you do. Like, you're not going to do. And I remembered the reason why it's even in my club act. And I had to do that. That was my emotional moment with the listener.
It's your, but you gotta have friends.
Yes.
You're welcome, guys. You got that for free. The rest of it, Spotify. I love that. I didn't know that. I knew the song, obviously, but it truly feels like your cool down track. You're like hot singing, and then this is like the nice kiss goodnight. This is We Are Young.
Second, I need to get my story straight. My friends are in the bathroom, getting higher than the Empire State. My lover, he's waiting for me just across the bar. My seat's been taken by some sunglasses, asking about a star. Gave it to you months ago. I know know you're trying to forget. But between the drinks and subtle things, the holes in my apologies, you know I'm trying to take it back. So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. And I know that I'm not all that you want. It's just that I just thought maybe we could find new ways to fall apart. But our friends are back, so let's raise a toast. I found someone to carry me home tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. Carry me home tonight. Carry me home tonight. Carry me home tonight. The moon is on my side. I have no reason to run. The angels never arrived, but I can hear the choir. I can hear the choir tonight. We are young, so let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun. So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, I'll carry you home tonight.
And that was Broadway Soul Volume 1.
Yep.
I love this record so much. Everybody, go get this record. It's everywhere. Listen to it any way you can. Share it with your friends. What a great way to support queer artists of color up on this Pride.
Thank you,
Get
thank
into
you,
it.
thank you.
And I love you. I can't wait for Volume 2.
Me either. I love you too. It's been so much fun working on the music already for Volume 2 and listening to this today, because I've been steeped in Volume 2 so much. So listening to this today has made me even more excited for Volume 2 because I know where we're going next. It's
Yeah.
very exciting.
I don't, so I'm very excited for you. Listen, let's just listen. Just ordered it. Can't wait to get it. That's true. And my mom wishes everybody a happy Pride with every color. So she knows what's up. Happy Pride, friend. I'm so excited that I was able to spend this hour with you. And do you have any last words other than people should be following you on all the things so that they know when your Kickstarter starts?
Yes. July is going to be a really exciting month. So follow me,
Mhm.
listen to music, and be kind to one another. That's it.
Be kind, wear a mask, register to vote. I said it.
That's
I
it.
don't care. That's it. This has been another fantastic listening party. Thank you to Kyle Taylor Parker for joining us. Go listen to my album if you like nonsense and tomfoolery, because you're going to get a lot of it. And we will see you very soon. Bye, everybody.